Spring is a significant time in the farming calendar as Mum gets ready to care for hundreds of new additions to her flock. We've been filming since February to make a special 2-part episode all about Mum's favourite time of the year, lambing.
Everything about sheep. Rufus, your favourites, isn't it? Sheep. You love sheep, don't you?
Yeah.
The dramas and all the things that are going on in the sheep world, in the lambing pen. Handsome sheep as well, and look what you've done to her.
Handsome sheep.
We've spent more than a few months following the flock, so let's pick this story up from all the way back in February.
These are the things I've been feeding them. They're going to lamb in about 1 week's time, some of them, and so they're on a pound of food a day.
Deafened by sheep.
Yeah, I'll have that one done.
Just this one. You want the other one back on the quad?
Yeah, I want
The lip.
grey lick bucket.
Yeah.
Hey, you, come on then. They're not on that too much food because you can see they're in quite good condition. So I'm not stuffing them full. I don't want massive lambs. So we're careful with the feeding.
So right now you need to not feed them too much so the lambs don't get too big.
Yeah, because I've got a mixture in here. I've got some singles, usually with the other flock. I didn't have these scanned because I was too late, but I've got some doubles and some singles. I don't want massive singles because it's their first time, so I've got to be a bit careful. So they just have a nice little bit. They're having lots of those licks and things and minerals, and they're all quite happy. But
and these are the ones from November,
yeah,
right?
that's it. Yeah, these
all
are the
yellow.
ones. Yeah, the yellow bum brigade. I mean, I can sort of see. I don't need scanning. I can see which is singles and which is, you know, I can sort of see with my BDI which is. I might have a triplet in here, but they're changing. Their bodies are changing now. But what we're going to start doing as of today is Tuesday. By Friday or Saturday, the weekend, they're going to start coming in at night, so we can keep our eye on them. I mean, you might get a few early ones. You don't know when they're, so, yeah, but it's exciting. They all look really well. There's a couple of them look a bit skinny, and there's one I'm not sure if she's in lamb or not. They'll come in, they'll have a little sprinkle in the morning out here. They'll come out during the day. If it starts raining really bad, they'll come in, but they like to come out and have a bit of exercise, you know, a bit of feng shui or...
Yeah, Pilates.
Yeah.
When you say the bodies are changing, what kind of...
Yeah, so I can see their little udders. I'm trying to have a look around here who's got their back ends are getting swollen, getting ready, and you can see on some of them little udders forming, just their little bags, their little milk areas getting bigger. So we're going to have babies soon. I'm so excited because I love lambing. And that one there, look, so we're going to have babies.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I really do like to keep them out. They love being outside. If it's really wet and I think, oh God, if they lamb out here in the middle of the field, it's not good. I bring them in the sheds at night because, you know, when it gets to about 10 or 11 o'clock, they think, oh yeah, I'm going to have a little lamb now. Yeah? And they're not having it out in the field. If they have it out in the field, it's their first time, so they don't know what the hell they're doing. Some of them are like, oh my God, that's not mine, it's nothing to do with me. Get lost. Or it might be really good mum and licking and loving it, and you probably get one with a lamb and there's 3 more around it because they're like, oh yes, you know, they're all getting a bit clucky. They're getting their nurseries ready, yeah.
So you kind of do it inside just because they're...
Yeah.
It's
It's
a little...
safer.
And you're also teaching them a little... Well, not teaching them, but...
It's a nice quiet environment, and I've got lights and I can look out my bedroom window with my binoculars and I can, oh God, look, I reckon there's one at it over there, and yeah, so that's what we do.
Right.
Lambing is a time of year. It's not a moment, it's a process. For Mum, it starts with anticipation and excitement. And now it's March, the first of many lambs have started to arrive. Let's see how smoothly things are running.
You don't need to run, it's only me. I quite often come down at 7 and they're all waking up and thinking, oh yeah, we're going to have our baby today. So we've had a double in the night, which is good. These, did you notice these aren't white face, these don't look like Texels, do they?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing we noticed. That's exactly what we said when we walked in.
This one the other night had a dead lamb in the middle of the night, in between 12 and 4. That's the only time we don't sit down with these. And then this one, I lambed her on Thursday morning and her lamb was coming backwards and I thought it'd be absolutely fine, but sometimes those backward ones get full of fluid and stuff, and she was such a good mum, and so I needed some lambs. So I have to call on, I managed to get 2 lambs. You can see they don't actually look very much like mothers, but that's fine. No. So that's why they're him. So what you have to do is, you can't just put any lamb in a pen with a sheep. They'll take about 4 or 5 days in these crates, and they might take longer. But there's one thing I have to ask. I put a lot of work and time into these things, and what I ask them is to rear a lamb. Just 1 lamb for me. So we say, if you don't rear this lamb, then you'll be going on your travels. So that's why they've got their heads in the cloth.
And so they basically they're adopting lambs.
Yeah, so they absolutely hate them at the minute. So, but what happens is when the milk comes through and the lamb usually sits at the back of the pen, but now after a couple of days he's now sat at the front with her. He's getting her smell and her milk is going through actually this one's the boy, so it's going through him and she will learn to love him like she.
Yeah. Well, also I assume having just given birth they're looking for their lamb.
Not necessarily. She wasn't very maternal at all, but I'm telling her she's got to rear a lamb.
So this one's probably a bit further down the line than this one, who's at the back of the pen.
Permanently out the back, because I think it's because she does nothing but do that. It's going to need some ear defenders soon.
Yeah.
Because she just keeps hollering.
Noisy mum.
And whether it works or not, we have no idea.
I feel your pain.
We give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
This is yellow bum.
Yeah, this is yellow bum. So you remember when we went over to Pretty Maids Morton and we saw them all in there with Bruce, the Clint up?
I do, yes.
This is all, and I say it's going to be really exciting. It is really exciting, because here we are in the
thick of it.
In the thick of it.
Yeah. So how many lambs have we had?
I don't know. I'll have to look at my diary. Right. I'll have a little look though.
And what are we doing now?
So what we do is,
apart from looking at little cute lambs,
they've all got to be spray marked because they're all going to go out in the field soon. So they all have marks. So all singles are blue and all the triplets are green. So when you're out in the field and
that wasn't right, was it?
Triplets green.
Singles green.
Yeah, that's a single because last night when I came down here after I'd had supper, there was 1 dead one, 1 half alive, and she was licking one. Don't put that lamb down, let's have it. Okay. And what we do...
There's a boy.
What we do, and the most important thing when you're lambing and with these lambs, is this. This is the navel. So we have to spray this, and I spray it we spray that really well. This is how infection gets in. This is how you get watery mouth, and this is how you get joint ill. All these horrible things go through there. So we've always got lots of straw, clean straw, because you don't want infection getting through that. And that is a solution of iodine with a little bit of surgical spirit, because it dries it up really fast, and so we don't want that. And then sometimes we do them the next day as well. So these lambs are going to be castrated, all boys castrated. We're going to put this orange ring, this is called an elastrator, and we got the rubber rings, and we open that up like that, and I won't lie, it does hurt them. Well, hurt them, it must be awful having a elastic bands put around your what's-its. Right, I've got 2 testicles in there, and then I get it off as quickly as possible. That's it, that's done. Then we turn him round. This way. And then we do his tail. We don't want animals with long tails because in the summer, this is all, he's having lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of milk. So we have to wipe his bum, give him a clean, or her a clean. That means mum's milk it. I'm going to slap you, Rufus Denne, and going to give you a good one. Oh. Right, clean your bum.
Oh.
There you go. Clean his bum.
Lovely.
Then put his tail on.
Put his tail on.
And then when we do the tails, we like to cover their bits. We don't want animals with long tails because of the fly problems. Long tails, when you're shearing, clipping, you've got muck around their backsides, you get flies and maggots. No, no, no. So that's why we do that.
Yeah.
And we don't want every single male on the farm to have testicles.
Yes.
No. So that's why we castrate them at a very young age. Because then when you get 1 or 2, and when they go out in the summer, they go out with their mums, you forget about them, and then you bring them in possibly after Christmas, perhaps they go in a pen where it's a bit wet and muddy outside, and you put them, all the girls and boys in together, and what do you get when you get girls and boys together? You get fun and hanky-panky, and I have pregnant, you know, lambs that I wanted to sell for fat, pregnant. Not good, not good at all.
Not good.
No. The other side, please. I don't want sheep with marks on one side or the other because I'd like to be super efficient if possible.
Got your glasses on.
Right, next.
32.
32.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. Just to clarify, that's 32 sheep that have lambed, not 32 lambs. There's a few more of those.
What is that? What is that?
It was tricky, that one.
Have you seen that 32? Handsome sheep as well. And look what you've done to her.
Handsome sheep. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, that was
Give me that.
rubbish.
You're sacked, you are.
You can see where I was going with it, though.
That is shocking.
You actually, surely I'm not supposed to actually rugby tackle, am I?
Yeah.
Anything.
Thank you.
Crikey.
You just hold her, Roo.
Yeah, okay.
She's got no manners.
No, man.
You're
Giddy
filming
up.
this.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, relax.
Relax. Okay, it's 01557. Oh, calm. And I'm letting her go, am I?
No! Don't let her go, for God's sake. She's wild.
She is wild, yeah.
Don't let her go. I want the other side.
You can't be fussy in a time like this. Right. Just get the 3 right, won't you? Don't mess it up.
Get your hands out now. We'll remember 33, won't we? That was crazy, like this high.
Upon reflection, the build-up and start of lambing were underlined by giddiness and anticipation for the new arrivals. Seeing Mum in those moments, we would be naive to think that lambing would be as simple as a few leaping ewes and terrible handwriting. In part 2, we join Mum after over 150 ewes have given birth and see how far lambing has progressed, what there is left to do, and how mums cope with it all.